pen, yo, was finally clear view, looking at the world through my rear view. 32 years and they finally hear you. I see it through, burn through your ears with this letter pain. Time for change, just remember my name, my reign, my climb, my hustle, my grind, my bonds, my struggles, my troubles, my shine. My sun breaks through in the darkest place. My hunger, my
Conversations with SD Booker.
Welcome to Conversations with SD Booker by way of a toast to the men with SD Booker. Man, today I got a special guest, special brother, man. He is a writer, a content creator, a poet, a speaker. You can find his first published workings, the highly acclaimed The Blood of My Pen. You can find that book. I'll have the link in the bio in the description. You can also find his writings on medium.com. Listen, the talented brother, one of the most prolific writers I've come across, the brother P.o.p.
Yo, it's P.o.p.
What up?
I got a story to tell.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be here, SD. It's a blessing.
Y'all ready?
Man, I'm honored that you took the time out to come onto my platform, brother. It was ready. It was time. So to give some people some background information on our relationship, we came across each other on IG, and you came across my book. I believe I don't know if you came across my post or my book first, or the YouTube. I mean, you tell the people what you came across first.
Well, I came across your book first because I watched Brother Soul Immortal's page.
Yes, sir.
And he promoted your book heavy, man. And
salute Soul.
Salute Soul. I respect that brother and his I've been watching his content for a couple of years. So when he recommended a book, I get it. And most of the books he's recommended, I have in my library. Wow. And when he recommended your book, I got it. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I was not disappointed. It was everything that I thought it was going to be and more. So that's how and I was so excited about just listening to like the first couple of minutes. I started reaching out to you, IG. I was so excited about it. Right. I started hitting you up right away.
I remember that.
So I was into the book just one day, and I started hitting you up, and I started promoting it before I even finished the book. Wow, that's how good it was.
Wow.
So,
man, I thank you, brother. I thank you. Hey, shout out.
You're welcome.
Soul Immortal, my brother. He's also the founder and moderator of the Power Circle. So, hey guys, join the Power Circle. That link is in the description also. But hey, man, a lot of gratitude and appreciation for Soul Immortal. Y'all check out his page. Yeah, brother, I remember you reaching out to me saying that you got the audio book and you saw me on Soul's platform. And you're right. You were giving a review without even finishing the entire audio book. And man, that just warmed my heart that, man, this brother is excited about it. He appreciates it. And I was like, man, it was humbling. I started really wanting to find out more about you because during my YouTube videos, you would get comments, but your comments would be long. they would be long, right? And
I'm kind of extra.
but this is the thing though. It wasn't any fluff. It was all relevant information and accurate and intentional information. It wasn't fluff. You were not babbling. And I was like, and you did that a couple of times, and I'm like, and that's how I write. That's how I give comments. And so I was like, man, something's up with this brother. And then you reveal, I said, then you reveal you're a writer. I said, okay, that makes sense. because this is how I deliver comments, and it makes sense. Like I can't just give a one-liner or a two-liner. I have to give the full spectrum of what I'm thinking. And it's like, yeah, this brother's a true writer, man. And
man, I write sometimes, man. I have to edit myself because man, I'll be writing articles and books in the comments, man. You know what I mean? It just keep flowing and flowing. And you know, sometimes I have to edit myself because it'll be forever.
Yeah,
you know.
I get it, man. That's just the way you're wired. So I totally get it. I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate the support, brother. Once we really connected and start building a rapport, you start sending me links to your workings. And man, I started reading a lot of your work, and I was like, man, this brother is a prolific, gifted writer. I'm very, and like I told you before, I'm very picky about what I will spend my time listening to or reading or watching. I like content. I like substance. Content that has substance. Yeah, some meat and potatoes.
Absolutely.
And I don't like a lot of fluff.
As you should.
Yeah. So that's how, that's how I choose my music. That's how I choose what I read, what I listen to, what I watch. It has to have substance.
Me as well.
And your writing definitely has that, man. I like the way you structure your words and sentences. Yeah, man, you're gifted, brother. So
thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
No doubt, man. So P.o.p. I know the people are wondering.
That's right.
What is P.o.p.? Who is P.o.p.? Although I gave you a description, a few titles, adjectives. How do you describe yourself, and where did the name P.o.p. come from?
All right. Number one, P.o.p. comes from, P.o.p. is an acronym for Poet of Pain. In my poet days, well, I'm still a poet, but I used to be a part of a poetry network called the Black Poetry Cafe. So everybody has their usernames. And my username was Poet of Pain. I mean, I was, before I joined that group, Poet of Pain came from, that was my rap name, because I was I was an MC that had more of a poet edge to me. I mixed rapper and poet together. I was like a hybrid of both of them. So when I joined the Black Poetry Cafe, my username was Poet of Pain, and all the clever poets, you know how our people are, man. Right. Our people love nicknames.
Right.
They gave me the nickname Pop. I was like, wow. I mean, I loved it, and they called me Pop, and I turned Pop into P.o.p.
Wow.
And that's history. That's where the name came from. And far as who I am, like, wow, that's a very layered question. I mean, where you want to start? I mean, I'm a lot of things, brother.
Hey, man, like I ask people to come onto the platform, if an alien was to drop down right now, and you were the first person they ran into, and they asked you, who are you? Like, how would you describe yourself?
I like the way you put that. I like that. You know what? If I had to summarize myself right now, I am a storyteller. I'm a storyteller that uses like multiple tools to tell a story, whether it's poetry, whether it's photography, whether it's music, whether it's film. I do short films with my music too. I've realized that my gift is telling the story, and it's not limited to writing. I mean, my journey started like with writing and art, but I noticed every genre that I went to, it was the same vibe, because when I went to music and start producing albums, like the way I would structure the albums, I would structure everybody's albums like a movie. And I'm like, wow, I wondered, like, I didn't understand why I would produce everybody, like, all of the track lists had to be cohesive in like a story. And that's how I produced like all the albums. And it took me years to realize, like, wow, you know what? I'm doing the same thing across all of these genres, all these gifts God gave me. It all comes down to telling a story. And that's what I'm a storyteller.
That's it.
And,
man. That's what you're here for.
And I'm a storyteller, and my story is still being told and evolving every day. And I'm growing every day. I'm telling my story every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
That's what you're here for. And I say that about myself. I'm here to tell stories, my story, but also the stories of others also. And I'll tell you what's so ironic. People, I guess about 30, 45 minutes ago, you and I were chopping it up and just touching base before we came on. And I'm listening to you talk. People, I'm telling you, I'm listening to my brother talk. I'm listening. And I asked, man, what's your zodiac sign, man? And he's like, I'm on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. And I'm June 21st. And I'm like, wow, man, I'm on the cusp. I'm June 22nd. I'm telling you, no lie, this actually went down. But I knew while listening to him, there were so many similarities. And, the brother just so creative. And that's who I am at heart and soul, as a creator and a storyteller, man. So, man, there's no accidents. It's not an accident that we're here right now.
Not at all.
Not at all, man. Everything, we've encountered has brought us to this point, brother. Now, you were raised in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area?
Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
So the only thing, man, I know about Baltimore, man, I want to say, is it crab cakes or just seafood in general? And the wire.
We're known for crab cakes, and we're known for the wire. They're the two biggest things that we're known for. But this is the home of the crab. People from all around the world come here for the crabs and crab cakes. But and the wire is known all over the world.
Yeah. And now you guys have Gervonta Davis, man, the champion.
Oh yeah,
champion boxer, man. He's doing this thing, man.
Oh yeah.
So how's the scene out there, man? As a creator, as a young creator, when you're a young guy, man, creating and just trying to be artistic, how's the scene out there?
I've been here all of my life, and I tell you, this is a very artistic and creative like city. When you think of the people that come out of here, think of Jada Pinkett, Drew Hill comes from here. It's a lot of creativity here.
Even Tupac.
Looking at the pop. Actually, Tupac lived here. Tupac is was born in New York.
Right.
He came here and went to the School of the Arts here, like around the same time I was in high school, late 80s. He's a couple years older than me, but he went to high school at the School of the Arts with Jada and with another girl that I went to that lived in my neighborhood. And that girl, I don't know if do you remember the movie Poetic Justice?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, it was a girl that played his baby mother in the beginning that he was fussing with. I grew up with that young lady.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Tone Loc. She had a baby by Pac and Tone Loc. Okay. Yeah. Okay, they beat the guy up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up. I lost my
I can still hear you.
You can still hear me. I lost my video.
Okay, that's okay.
Here's my video. Yeah, I'll get back up in here.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
But so like it's a lot of it's a lot more. Of course, we have the Ravens. Just like you said, Javante, Tank.
Yeah.
But growing up here, man, it's very creative vibe, man. Mainly music.
Okay.
The writing comes from my my father's side, and the music comes from my mother's side of the family. This is a very musical like city.
Okay.
For some reason, like hip hop, like the rappers haven't really made it big or a strong impact in the city. And we have there's a lot of legendary rappers here that never made it. But for some reason, like the R&B is what really blew up in Baltimore, like Drew Hill and like they're the biggest ones. But it's a creative place. I mean, of course, everybody know about Baltimore. There's a lot of pain and negativity here too. But people focus on that enough. I don't need to go into that anymore. Everybody know what it is. Look at The Wire. You know what time it is.
Yeah. But it definitely inspired you, and cultivated you as an artist and as a creator. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Dallas, and I don't think we have the artistic influence or impact as a Baltimore. So I always like to hear.
It seems like you guys have like a lot of business masterminds. It seemed like the business is very. You guys have a strong business vibration there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, very, very techie industry, business minded, influence industry. Yeah. So yeah, this is not I guess an artistic I would say either state or region, man. So yeah. But yeah, I got to make my way up there, man, up to Baltimore. Now, man, your book, The Blood of My Pen, that's the first published work, correct?
The first and only.
First and only. But you got some stuff. Some stuff on the table. Yeah. And so
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt. So what inspired that? What was the thing? Because I know my moment that prompted me to write A Toast to the Men. What was your moment that said, man, I got to get this out?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, first, I had already started writing poetry. I already started writing poetry online. This is like probably around 2004. And I started writing poetry in a forum. And, start getting a nice little buzz, getting a lot of compliments, and, ladies was loving it. I'm like, I just wasn't used to getting praise like that. I mean, I was really, they really were showing me love. It was the first time that I've been shown love from anything that I created before. So it was like, wow. And, and that was the fuel for me to keep writing. They were showing a lot of love. So that was my fuel to keep writing. I was writing and getting better and better, whatever. But the pivotal moment for me was, like I told you, my aunt is an English teacher. My aunt Sandra is an English teacher. and an author. You know, the only one on that side of the family. I think the only one in my family, period, that's an author and wrote a book. And we were at my little sister's graduation, and her and I was just having a regular conversation like you and I are having. And I don't know how the topic came up, but I told her, I was like, yeah, I've been writing poetry, and you know, it's going well, and I have like 30 poems. She was like, oh, you got 30 poems? Okay, you can write a book. Just that nonchalant, and that sense, well, yeah, you can write a book. I'm like, I can write a what? A who?
Right.
Write a book. She said it that simple. She said, yeah, you can write a book. Yeah, you got enough to write a book. And that was history. And like after that, I took it seriously. I mean, being that I was already, you know, in the network of, you know, writers that had like different connections. And that's when, while writing in this this poetry form, I saw that it was a self-publishing like site called Lulu. Now, keep in mind, this is 04. Like, self-publishing a book for just like a regular person was, you know, it was beyond a lot of people's imagination. Everybody that was an author at that time was like somebody, you know, you had to get a publishing deal. Like 04 and 05 self-publishing, a lot of people didn't know about it. So, you know, when I found that site and found that like, I can publish a book, you know, it just seemed so beyond me.
Right.
And, you know, she taught me how to format. She taught me how to put all of my poems into Microsoft Word. She taught me how to do the page numbers. Like she taught me all the technical stuff. And with Lulu, they walk you right through it. Once you have your manuscript ready, you know, and you edit it, they convert it over to PDF, step by step, print on demand. You can print 1, you can print 2, 5, and this was just unheard of for this time. You know, it was crazy. Like, so, like, fast forwarding, when I actually like published the book, like I published the book in you know, I could print out as many as I want to, you know, to sell to family, sell to friends or whatever. But I also had a website I could sell it off. Now, selling a book and selling anything online in 04, like 05, was like, you say you had a book like online, people look at you like you're crazy.
Right.
Like
yeah.
that didn't compute to a lot of people.
Right.
Like when I told people like, oh yeah, I have my book online, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need that at hand. Like, you know, they didn't understand. First of all, people were afraid to even buy anything online at that time. Right. People were still paranoid to buy things online.
I was one of those people.
You look at where where we do all our shopping online now.
Right.
And so just looking back on that, to sum that up, I even had, you know, I was even able to convert it to an ebook. And to be honest with you, man, I think I had an ebook before Kindles came out. No smartphones weren't out yet. Kindles weren't out yet. Like, so if I say ebook, if I say ebook 05, 04, 05, it was like I was talking Chinese or something. So I was early.
Wow.
I was early.
Man, so, you know, that's been a recurring theme in your life, man, even with the music. As a rapper, you were a conscious rapper before
Absolutely
that the conscious rapper was being accepted. And then we fast forward into you self-publishing your book. I mean, you got the ebook and people are not even really online. I know I wasn't online on my phone. Only time I really got online was when I went to work.
Okay.
Yeah, they had to force me away from the flip phone. Yeah, yeah. They were like,
Yeah,
man, we don't even make these chargers for this phone anymore, man. So they forced me. But man, I was reading, I've been reading a few of your writings on medium.com. My brother has a link. My brother has a link on medium.com that's going to be in the description, people. And man, I just got to get your perspective or pick your brain about the concept and the thought process behind a couple of these writings, man. The first one,
all right,
head in the clouds and 1 foot on the ground. What was that? What motivated that writing?
Well, that's actually an older one. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's one that I actually need to I need to get over there.
Okay.
But
this was one we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. Headed in the clouds, 1 foot on the ground. Wow. Like what was I thinking when I came up with that? I think that piece was more about balance. Now, I forgot what I actually, I'm gonna pull that piece up again and get into it. But what I do remember is I was just thinking of balance, because I'm a dreamer. My head is always in the clouds, but every helium balloon needs an anchor, need to be tied down, or you know what a helium balloon does.
Yes.
I mean, it floats up in the clouds and it's gone. So that was just me needing balance. Like, and you know what? Now that I think of that, that title has a new meaning to me. Like right now, that I just thought of, like what that phrase and that title means for me today in 2021 is that I'm a dreamer with endless ideas, but the one thing that I need to get better at is execution. I have all these ideas, but I need to get focused and organized and get them done.
Right.
And one of the things that I started to do to get better at that was getting dry erase boards. I got some dry erase boards, and I actually I wrote all the important things that I want to get done, like 6 or 7 like tasks. And every time I get one done, I check them off. But I'm not going to erase the board, so all of them done. Because I like right now I have 2 out of 7 done, and I won't erase it and go on to the next task. So I have everything on there completed. And you don't understand what that does for somebody like me that's all over the place. Right. I'm an all over the place creative that needs structure. So head in the clouds, 1 foot on the ground is me being balanced. Me coming up with all ideas and me executing them. That's probably why they say opposites attract. Right. As far as relationship wise, I'm probably great with a woman that's an executor that gets it done, because I come up with all the ideas, but I need to be with somebody that gets it done, and that's the perfect balance. So I'm the head in the clouds, and she's the foot on the ground.
Hey, I dig it, man. And man, that statement alone has so many layers, and I agree with you. I'm a creator too, and so I can come up with ideals easily every day. But I have to be cognizant and conscious that let me sit myself down and get to work on this and manifest this ideal. bring it into reality. And
That's right.
and this is one of the things that keeps us humble, because
That's right.
we are forced, all of us are forced to collaborate with other people, right? So you may have someone that's a down-to-earth person that can execute, but they don't have the mind to come up with ideals or creative ideas. That's just not how they're wired. But they're on the ground person that can get it done and complete tasks. And so we balance each other in this world, and that's what it's all about. Within ourselves, within the universe, with each other. It's about balance, man. That's essential.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's all about knowing what your strength is. Everybody's not everybody's not strong at the same things. Just doing a video interview like this, video and video interviews hasn't really been my strength, because I don't do much of them. I've always been more of a behind the scenes person, and I was producing albums for like 13 years, so it's easy to get comfortable being behind the scenes when because a producer is a behind the scenes person, and it's easy to get comfortable in that lane. And when I transition out of producing and start writing again, it's like I'm the lead singer again when you're writing, because I'm putting myself out there, and I'm totally vulnerable when I write. That writing, that's me. It's like I said, I'm the lead singer when it comes to writing. So
but this is a good thing, because it's taking you out of your comfort zone. It's making you challenge. It's making you challenge yourself, and it's making you a more rounded person. And this isn't something that people would expect me to do that grew up with me. This is not something they expect me to do. My wife was shocked when I said I'm going to create a YouTube channel about 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm a laid back cat, man. I'm a writer. I'm behind the scenes. I'm a thinker. I don't like the limelight. I don't like, I don't like to be out front all the time. But it was needed, and it was a calling that was pulling at me. So I had to be obedient to it, I don't want to have to come back and have to redo this in the next life, man. So let me go and knock this out now.
It's really interesting that when you talk about comfort zone, the fact it's weird that doing a video interview is out of my comfort zone. But the funny thing about that is I've performed on stage before, and I remember turning into a whole different person. I remember not being afraid of the limelight. I was I was all up in the front and just turned into a whole nother entity, So it's weird that when it comes to video and stuff, I get all shy, and probably because having that producer mind, I don't know.
Well, when
things gotta be perfect.
No, I think that's normal, actually. When you look at some of the more popular artists we've seen, Prince, Michael, we take Beyonce, we could take Jay-Z. Jay-Z has gotten more comfortable now, but these people seemed awkward and uncomfortable a lot of times in interviews. But I noticed it. But they could get on stage and perform in front of hundreds of thousands and millions of people. But when you get when you get them one-on-one, giving an interview wasn't a natural thing for them.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I get
Not
it.
at all.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I get it too. How they're able to turn into a whole another character on stage. But I think it's public speaking, because as much poetry that I do, like, and you know what it is, like when I performed, I felt more comfortable performing with a live band or music. I never liked spoken word. I never liked being up there, just me and the mic and reciting spoken word. I never liked that. But put on a beat and have me performing with a live band, you'll see a whole different person come out of me. I mean, that energy from the music, like, we be in synergy. It's something about a live band, something about music and performing. It was just it was different, but public speaking, forget about it. This is like, that's definitely a weakness.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay, man. But hey, you're here now, so I appreciate you, brother. Now, the second writing, Phantoms of the Past, Shadows of the Future. Man, I thought that was a beautiful title, and a mystique to it. Yeah, what's behind that?
Well, that one, that's a more recent one. Like, the concept of that one, I have a song called "Thoughts to Paper" that I wrote in like 07, 08, and had a revelation about like a verse that I wrote. Like all these years later, I had a revelation. Like, when I wrote the verse, I was going through a tough time. Financially, I was going through a rough time, and I was writing in real time about those things I was going through. I was in a relationship at the time, and I remember like writing everything that was going on. I mean, if you read that one part, when I said, in the wake of my lessons, I got a story to tell. I write my visions of my heaven in the middle of hell. If you read that part, I'm writing actually what's going on in that moment. And to make a long story short, the revelation was like, when I wrote that verse was actually my future. That verse, I actually wrote my future. Like the things that I wrote and the emotion that I wrote in that verse, and the desolation and the isolation that I felt in that verse, that actually happened to me, like probably maybe 8 years later. So literally that article was about getting the revelation of like, I wrote a song that was prophetic. I wrote, the whole song was the future. Everything that I wrote in that song, I'm thinking that it was about the past, but it actually was about the future, because like what I went through at that time of writing that verse was nothing compared to what was coming. So Phantoms of the Past, Shadows of the Future. So everything I explained, that title makes sense now.
Right. Wow. Man, that's heavy. That's heavy. And I'm thinking about my own life. Yeah, that's happened to me before. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man, that's heavy, man. What you got going on now? What's on the horizon right now?
Right now, I've been doing a lot of writing. I mean, my writing career actually was resurrected last year, 2020. June 2020. Like,
okay.
I hadn't, like most of the 2010s, I really didn't like write that much. I was I was known as producer. I was known all across the country producing. I was known as a spoken word and music like producer. Like, I produced a lot of poets. So really that really took up my whole decade. I wasn't I was barely writing anything. And like I said, when I transitioned from that, I was, I just wasn't passionate about like working on other people's projects anymore. It's like, I was hungry to come back to the artist again. So, I joined Medium in June 2020, and did just, when it comes to writing, like, I think I took my gift for writing for granted. When I started writing on Medium, it might be the first time in my life that I started enjoying writing. I never really knew that I had a gift for writing. I just did it,
Just came
But
natural.
yeah, it's like, but like when I started writing on there like a year ago, it's like I really felt the love for it, because it's just pouring out of me. But to answer your question, as far as what I got going, I'm just writing, plotting and planning a lot of things on the writing side. I'm planning on. I have a brand called The Sound of a Writer, and basically, The Sound of a Writer is me meshing like my production with the writing. So everything that you're reading on Medium, a lot of that stuff I'm going to turn over into audio and put it with put it with music. So I'm combining two of the genres, and I'm gonna keep writing articles. I have some plans on like getting back into like doing a book again. Like one book that I'm really excited that I want to do. It's a book. I already did the autobiography of my life and the blood of my pen, like in one section of my life.
Right.
But I really want to write a book about my experience with music, because man, I have a lot of experiences with music that can fill up a book, and that's going to be one, and then I have another one that I want to write about my experiences. Over the last year, I've been journaling. I started walking. Probably at the end of the year, I joined the 500-mile challenge, and walking really opened up a new door. It opened up a new frequency, and like we were talking about earlier, man. Like
Right.
Walking is really meditation, man.
It is.
And when I started, I take these walks, man. It's like I take in everything, that's going on in the atmosphere, and it's like a lot of the pieces that I wrote that are based on walking, I wrote while I was walking. I write and channel it and write it when I come back on. It's like I can't wait to get back to write everything that I experienced.
Yes.
And it's not that it's not necessarily that I'm writing about what's going on. Like some people walk through nature and like write about the stream and the trees and it's not necessarily like me writing. I'm just walking in my neighborhood. Like I can't explain it. Something opens when I'm walking. It's a spiritual connection.
No doubt.
That I tap into when I'm walking, and it's really opened me up creatively. I actually, once I start walking, I start writing more.
Yeah.
I start getting more epiphanies. I start getting more revelations. So, yeah, man. So writing, I'm trying to put it all together in P.o.p. Presents, and P.o.p. Presents is the umbrella, and everything under it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you walk,
I just want to wake and create.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah, man. When you walk, people need to understand this. When you walk outside amongst nature, not on the treadmill inside. When you walk outside, your third eye is open. And what it is, man, you're alone with your higher self. You're walking with God, you know, and that's what that is, man. And
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, it's real, man. Your third eye is open. You're outside amongst nature. You're walking with God. I mean, I go look at Genesis. This is what Adam was doing, man. He was walking with God alone to himself, his inner self, his higher self. Yes.
In the cool of the day.
In the cool of the day. And that's what you're doing. And this is why all these ideals are just coming out of you, and you're able to go back into the lab and write this stuff down, man. That's why. Yeah. People need to know.
Absolutely. And I said the cool of the day. I said that on purpose. One of the pieces that I'm writing about my outdoor and my outdoor and walking experience is called the cool of the day. Like you'll see it in there when you go exploring there. Like
I think I saw that on Medium. Yeah. I saw that. I saw that on Medium. In your link on Medium. Yeah. So you're right on point with it, man. And people need to really dive into that, man. Be alone with your higher self, with God, in the cool of the day, man. Get out
in the cool of the day. Something in the atmosphere, man. You know what I mean? And we were talking about zodiac signs, man.
Yeah.
And I found I was talking to a friend of mine about zodiac signs. You know how they say zodiac sign, the water sign, the air sign, the fire sign. Right. Well, I found Gemini is an air sign.
Correct.
And I thought about it, like, I was like, wow, that really makes a lot of sense, because the connection I have when I walk in is always with the atmosphere. I've always been a cloud watcher. You know, I know all the different types of clouds. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, I did cirrus, stratocumulus, cumulus, cumulonimbus. You see, I just named them out that quick. But
actually, let me pause you real quick. Actually, you wrote about a cloud in one of your writings. Man, what was the name of that, man?
The shadows of a stratocumulus morning.
Yeah. I was like, man, did he make this up? And I meant to Google it. I was like, man, I've never seen this word. But
stratocumulus is a form of cloud that's like way up in the atmosphere. That the popular cloud, the popular clouds that everybody knows are the fluffy ones. They're called cumulus clouds. Stratocumulus, you heard stratosphere before.
Yes.
Stratocumulus is the one way up in the atmosphere, and I have the picture in the article. So like the profile picture are stratocumulus clouds. So
wow. Hey, I mean, I learned something. And I wanted to go back and dive into that writing. It caught my eye. Yeah, man. But man, so again, man, I won't hold you long, man. We wrapping it up. To keep it under that radar, so it'll meet the requirements to upload. But I wish we can go on and on. We'll definitely do this again, and I'll come onto your platform if you send me an invite. I'm there, man.
Okay.
Can you leave the people with a nugget or a couple of nuggets of wisdom before we depart?
Well, you know what? It was something that it was a quote of mine that I was going to say earlier, like when you were talking about like how nothing happens. Not nothing. How everything happens for a reason. How you and I are connected. And it's a quote. That I say about being divinely orchestrated, and I say that we're all meaning humans. All of us are instruments in the divine orchestra. That's what this life is. It's like we're in the rhythm of life,
yes.
And we're all instruments. We're all instruments. We're all vessels in this divine orchestra. So,
hey, man, perfectly stated, man. I thank you again, brother, for coming on. Man, this was great. This was informative and educational and inspiring, brother. I thank you. I thank you, man.
Thank you.
We'll definitely be in touch, bro. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Hides with these dramas and these schemes. My weakness, my money, my women, my drugs, my so-kind ways got me drugged through the mud. My rug had me in the worst of love. Get sucks. My A1 credit turned to negative bucks. I turn my curse into the greatest gift. My drives alone. I found epiphanies on my knees. Beg the Lord, please get me out this hell. Only you can set me free.